This is MIcornus, Phokane, the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. We are embarking on this topic, a great topic indeed. This is part three of this great topic that we're speaking about some health habits that school cannot teach you. Health habits that we don't learn from school. But on this platform, we want to develop ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. And that is why we address this type of topics on this platform. And today I want to start by saying a strong body produces a strong mind. A strong body produces a strong mind. And remember that your neurological research confirms that Jim Rohn observed physical training restructures the brain for resilience. And he said that when you train physically, your mind then becomes resilient. When you train, or you focus on training, and your training also brings focus as well in your life. He says if you train, your emotional regulation actually becomes normal. So this is very important that we speak about this. So therefore, a strong body produces a strong mind. And that is why many people exercise, and when they exercise, their mind becomes stronger as well. Their mind becomes resilient. And have you seen the people that are committed in running, road running, and those people that are doing marathons and so on? So it's the resilience of mind that they're building. As much as they're building the body, as much as they're running to become stronger on the body, but their minds become tough. Their minds become resistant as well, resilient as well. And I want to urge you as a young man to start to develop this type of habits of saying, I want to train my mind, but the right way to train my mind is I can start by training my body. So therefore, exercises in your body does actually bring focus in your life, in your mind. It actually develops also resilience in your brain. It makes you to actually have what we call emotional regulation as well. Now, I'm emphasizing this because many times we always ask a question, how do I really train my mind? And sometimes training my mind is literally just by training your body. And your body, we have emphasized that is key, is the foundation of your life. It is actually the instrument that God has given you, the resource that God has given you to serve Him and also to fulfill the purpose and the assignment that God has given you. And therefore, strong body produces a strong mind, and we want to emphasize that. The other thing that you need to know is that your health habits are your children's inheritance. Your health habits are your children's inheritance. And this is very, very important aspect that we are not aware of. Remember that the behavior you normalize becomes the behavior that your children learn. When you normalize exercises, you normalize a healthy body. You normalize a healthy habit in your life, in your family. You are actually making your children to start developing that as well. And we want to emphasize on this platform that young people or children, they learn from their parents first, because this is the primary nucleus setup that they learn from. It's a platform that they look up to. It's a platform that they believe in. And whatever happens in this particular platform, which is a family platform, it does actually ignite them to really be motivated to do things because of that. And I want to emphasize this and say, remember that your children are looking up to you. And if you introduce health habits in your life, you are actually making them to believe in health habits as well. And this is very key that we emphasize that. And the most powerful thing, the most powerful thing is the health investment, is the example you do or you set to your children every day. So that's the most greatest investment. Well, when you start to show your kids on how to do things, when you start to set an example. I always say that children are visual in nature, and they believe in what they see than what they hear. You may teach them as a parent, maybe, let's say you are a parent who's drinking alcohol, or a parent who's using drugs, for instance. And you want to teach your children not to use alcohol, you want to teach your children not to use drugs. You can say it as much as you want verbally, but they are not going to learn from what you say. They're going to learn from your behavior. And that is why many children of parents that are drinking and putting alcohol in the fridge, at the end of the day, they end up drinking as well, because in your absence, they take a sip. And believe me or not, they'll take a sip. And that's the reason why we want to emphasize that you need to learn, that your children learn from what they see from you. So therefore, the example that you said in your life, the examples that you show to your children is exactly going to bring about actually the example that they need in their lives. And therefore, they will do exactly that which they see you doing. And I want to emphasize that. Now, never trade your health for wealth, then spend your wealth to recover your health. And this is something that many people don't realize. That is very important, that your health is taken care of. So never trade your health for your wealth, because many people are actually straining their body, seeking for wealth. And they're actually punishing their body, if I may use that word, seeking for wealth. And they are actually going through rough patches of punishing the body for wealth. And they forget that you need to be more healthier, therefore, and therefore to be able to spend that wealth. And what's the use to have wealth but you are sick in the body? What's the use? What's the use that you're having wealth but you cannot use that wealth because you are sick in the body? So never trade your health for wealth and then spend your wealth to recover your health. And that's something that people don't take care of. And it's very important that we mention it on this platform, because it's very key that you learn that your health is more important than the wealth. Because having wealth without health cannot help you either. And that's very key that we mention that. This is the most common and most expensive trade between, people make, whereby they're spending more time actually trading between the health and the wealth. And therefore, I'm emphasizing on this platform that rather choose health than wealth, because it is good to be healthy than to be wealthy without being healthy. So when you're wealthy and you're sick, and rather be healthy and not wealthy. So that's something that you need to check the trade in there and make sure that you choose the right trade in there. So build both simultaneously rather, and slide from beginning. And this is very important, that from the beginning you start to balance your health and your wealth building from the beginning. And as a young man, wherever you are, I don't know what age you are, but prioritize both health and your wealth and balance them out. It's always a very, very difficult balancing act. But if you have to choose something there, choose your health, because your health is very key, actually. You can't always recover wealth when you are healthy. Very, very important that we mention that. So they are not in competition generally, but many people make them to be in competition. Wealth, health, you want them to compete. They are not in competition. You can actually build them both. And we emphasize on this platform that rather consider building them both, but if you have to choose one, health is very key, and you need to choose your health. Remember also that sunlight, silence, and nature are free medicine that we don't actually consider. Remember that most of the time we speak and speak and speak, and we complicate ourselves by speaking. And sometimes silence is actually golden. Silence is actually helping you. But we want to go further on this platform today to say you need sunlight as well. And this is a medicine that you cannot buy. Sunlight is actually building your body, and it's actually making it to become fresher, revitalize your cells and your tissues, and you become more healthier in sunlight. And we want to encourage you to make sure that you do actually be in sunlight. These are free medicine. Nature becomes very key as well. And I always emphasize on this platform that nature is very key. Walk in the trees, under the trees, watching the mountains, go to waterfalls and watch waterfalls, and go on holiday somewhere and just refresh yourself. And that, I always emphasize that is very key. And I know majority of the people will say, no, I don't have money and so on. You don't need to make it expensive. You need just to walk around a place that is country-like, in the trees, in the mountainous areas and so on, and just go to take a walk there and find yourself in that place. It doesn't need to be expensive. It doesn't need to be that you're flying somewhere to another country. That is applicable right where you are. But nature does actually revitalize the body, and we want to emphasize sunlight, silence, and the nature. Please look at these three are very key actually revitalizing your body. They are quite a very good medicine that you don't need to pay for, and therefore make use of that as well. Jim Rohn again spent deliberate time outdoors daily. Says when you spend deliberate time outdoors, your body becomes revitalized. 20 minutes of natural light resets your rhythm, your cardiac rhythm or your body rhythm as well. So it lifts your mood as well. It does, and it costs nothing. It costs nothing. So be in natural light and consider doing that, because it's very key in your body. Now, finally, for today, we want to say your body rewards consistency, not intensity. Your body rewards consistency, not intensity. And most of the time, we become intense with things, but less consistent. And I want to emphasize that consistency is very key in the body. Now, 30 minutes of daily movements, it beats 3 hours, 3-hour weekend workouts every time that are very, very tough, lifting weights and so on for 3 hours, while you could actually just use 30 minutes every day of movements. And that's something that many people don't consider, that because consistency, the body respects consistency than intensity. And that's very key that we emphasize that. So please be consistent with what you do. Don't just rely on intensity. The compound interest of small, consistent actions, they always outperforms the dramatic gesture of intensity in your life. And I know that many people believe in intensity. I want to end up here today, your host, MIcornus Phokane. I'm the leader and the founder of the Young Men Empowerment Forum. And on this platform, we're developing ordinary young men into extraordinary men of wisdom, integrity, and character. And we do this through kingdom principles. And I hope that you've learned quite a bit out of this. And as you have learned, the good Lord will bless you for doing that. And I want you to also maybe just remember this, that on this platform, we are actually making sure that our young men develop actually wisdom. So that is the reason that we encourage you to follow our social media platforms. Our Facebook page is Young Men Empowerment Forum, and my personal Facebook page, MIcornus Phokane. So please remember that, follow us there, and the good Lord will bless you as you do that. But I want you to also not to forget our TikTok account and our Instagram account as well. So these are platforms that we want to urge you to follow us on. These are platforms that want to encourage you to really make sure that you're on as well. And the good Lord will bless you as you do that. And we believe strongly as well that as we are encouraging you to do that, you will follow us on our YouTube channel as well. Maybe subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Young Men Empowerment Forum. But share these platforms with your loved ones. Make sure that they also learn out of these platforms, and the good Lord will bless them as they do that. Until we meet again with part 4 of this particular platform, this particular topic, may the good Lord bless you, and allow us to check out right now and say cheers for now.